Hey everybody, it's Leigh. I'm going to do a little bit talking about some recruiting today. I know some of my girls said they wanted some training on it, so I'm going to go over just a few things that I've picked up in some of my trainings for it, and some things that I've picked up myself along the way. We're going to do the who, what, where, well, not the what, but the where and why and how, okay? We're going to start with the why. Why recruit? Well, the obvious, you need to grow your team. If you want your business to go somewhere, if you want to be successful, if you want to go far in a business, you're going to have a team. Because you can't get past certified consultant if you don't have a team. You have to have at least one recruit just to get lead consultant. So it's important if you want to grow your business. It's very important to recruit. And then, you're offering an opportunity to change people's lives. When I started a year ago almost, I had absolutely no idea that Scentsy was going to have such an effect on my life. To be honest, I honestly thought that I was going to start doing it and then do one or two parties and then fizzle out. And that's honestly what I thought. But then I had the best sponsor ever. Jennifer just kept pushing me through and helping me out and, making sure I stayed on my toes. I kept her on her toes. She kept me on mine. It was really awesome. She kept pushing me to push myself outside my comfort zone to keep going. And it took a while, but I finally got my first recruit a couple months into it. And it just seemed like it snowballed from there. I was, let's see, I got 2 recruits, like in, March, April, May, June, 5 months into it, I think. And then I think at least like 2 recruits every month since then. And I keep consistent with things and I keep working on things. And it has changed my life because it has built so much confidence with myself. Because I look at what I thought I was going to do and what I have done without even expecting it in the beginning, and it's just everything has changed. My why of why I started changed. I started to get some extra money to help feed my kids. I've got at any given time I can have up to 4 teenagers in my house. Those little buddies can eat, let me tell you. So my reasoning was to try to bring in some extra money to help with the food, and then to kind of feed my Scentsy addict kind of thing in there. But once I started getting my recruits and everything, I saw how it was affecting them too. And it completely changed for me. It was a game changer because I realized that I was giving someone else the tools to change their life, guys. And to, not even realize what they're capable of doing when they start like me. I had no idea that I would be going up for another promotion for star consultant, after just promoting to lead consultant a few months ago. I never in a million years, never would have guessed that I would be going that far. So, it changes lives, guys. It really, truly does. Then, let's see. Who do we recruit? Well, simply everybody. Everybody you come in contact with is a possible recruit. Because I think the statistics was 1 out of every 10 people will show interest once you ask them. And, you start with the people closest to you. You start with your family members, your best friends, your co-workers, people that you come in contact with on a daily basis. Just say, hey, you want to join? We have this, we might have a special going that month like we do this one for the $49 join. There's always the host join and then the $99 option. You don't have to make it complicated. It's just ask, that's all it is. It's a question. That's all it is. Nothing intimidating. It's just a question. Then, you can also do Facebook. Is a huge, huge, huge resource for me. Personally, and I'm kind of getting on the Instagram bandwagon. I'm learning a little bit about the business stuff there, but you can utilize those in a way that I didn't even think of until I did some more of my trainings, and stuff, and found out that Facebook is full of groups, guys. Not just yard sale pages and stuff like that. There's groups for people who, for me, love photography. There's people who love dachshunds. People who love horses. There's groups for everybody. So you think about the things that you really enjoy. Find those groups on Facebook and join them. And when you join them, just kind of get on there and say, hey, sorry, I'm Leanne. I'm from West Virginia. Where's everybody else from? And start getting to know them, on a more personal level like that. And then once you start talking to them a little bit, add them on your Facebook. Sorry, guys. But add them on your Facebook. And then they'll get to start seeing, your posts about Scentsy. And then that'll give you a little bit of a gateway there. So you don't have to just jump in a group and start talking Scentsy. You get in there, you start introducing yourself, get to know them. Don't even mention Scentsy right off the bat. Once you add them, they'll see your Scentsy posts on your pages and stuff, and they'll, if they're curious, they'll ask, and it'll just open up those doors for that. Then, when do you recruit? They say there's a time and a place for everything. And again, when do you recruit? Anytime. Anytime is a good time. Unless you're at a funeral, I guess. Anyway, but, just go through your everyday routine. You get up, you get ready, you go to work. Well, there's a whole slew of people there that you could recruit from your coworkers. You start working on making connections with people. If you're like me, you're at the post office a lot, mailing stuff. There's a lady there that loves seeing me come because she loves smelling my stuff. So I'm going to get her a baggie together of goodies and stuff and some information and give it to her. Not necessarily as a recruiting thing, but more maybe a hosting. And who knows, she might end up being a recruit. You never know, guys. Sorry, my throat is just really... But you need to start making those connections. Get outside of your comfort zone if you need to. If you're not an outgoing person, you need to make yourself. Just walk up to someone, say, hey, how you doing? And just kind of keep talking to them and, compliment them. If you see something they wearing or something and you like it, make a compliment about it. Be genuine, be enthusiastic about stuff. And, just start making those connections. And if they do show interest, don't overshare. Tell them this, things that they need to know. Like the price of joining, how much you love it, how much your team loves it, or, your upline or downline, either one. How much you have fun doing it, what you've been able to accomplish doing it. Maybe about their first couple of goals. Like their shooting star and their sensational star, kind of get them pumped for doing it, like, well, if you reach these goals, you get this. I wouldn't recommend going into stuff like compliance. I would wait until they're a little more settled and start working with them on that once they join and get a little bit of the hang of it a little bit better. So, you need to make them want it, guys. Make them want it when you do your posting and stuff. Just show them how much you love your Scentsy, and how much you love your business, how you have free time, because those of you who do work from home, I have several who are stay-at-home moms on my team, and Scentsy's give them an extra income, share that. Say, I get to stay home with my babies, because of Scentsy, I get to take my kids to the park, I don't have to worry about calling in, or if my babies are sick or anything, I'm already there, thanks to Scentsy. So, you gotta make them want it, be enthusiastic, be genuine, all of that. And then, there's, so sorry, guys. Where do I recruit? Well, I've already kind of mentioned, your workplace. I mean, there's really no limit to where you can go, unless there's like policies against it, but there's always ways you can kind of sneak stuff in there, you can do, at events, if you do events, you'll meet people that come up to your table and ask questions and stuff, and then Don't do just, those people that come up to your desk. Walk around, get to know the other vendors, because not only will they possibly be recruits, because that's how I got my first recruit. I recruited the girl that sat right next to me at one of the events. She was selling Posh, I was selling Scentsy, and she jumped bandwagon and she joined under me, and it's just been a whirlwind ever since. And so, don't just focus on the people that come up to your table. Take time to go around yourself and get to know the other vendors, because not only will you possibly get recruits like that, they're going to know about other events, so you can get down low on other events, things like that. You can recruit when you go to doctor's appointments or dentist appointments, whatever. Just take little packets with you, like little join packets, little things with the brochures on it, maybe a free scent circle, and other information that you may want to put in there. There's really no limit. And of course, there's always, like I said, the Scentsy, or not the Scentsy, but the Facebook and Instagram stuff that you can work with as well. Sorry. How do I recruit? That's easy. Ask. That's all. Just ask, guys. It is not. You can't let it be something that's intimidating to you. That is not. Because if you let it be intimidating to you, those people are going to pick up on that when they're talking to you. They're like, well, this girl's kind of scared about this. Maybe I don't want to do this. If it's scary and feels like she has to push herself like that, I don't know. It's a question, and they're going to say yes or they're going to say no. And if they say no, oh well, that's the worst that can happen, guys, is they say no. You move on. It's not like you're asking them to give you a kidney or something. It's to join Scentsy to change their life, And like I said, don't overshare. Sorry. Don't overshare with them, because you don't want to scare them off. Just give them the basics, like I said. And let Scentsy do the talking for itself, because Scentsy sells itself. So why not let it sell itself? And for recruiting too, you're going to give your story to them. You're going to give them the information that they need to get started. And that's all you need to do. You don't want to scare them off. And like I've said and been saying, be enthusiastic, be genuine. Let them see how much you truly love your Scentsy. Because if they see how much you love it and how much you love your life since you've joined Scentsy, they're going to want that too. You can't make it a big deal. Share your successes. Take advantage again of the Facebook and Instagram and stuff. And if you have a successful party, share it. You don't have to give all the details. You don't even have to give your hostess name. Well, I just had a $500 party. My hostess got this, and this. And we all had a blast. You can share your successes as far as your promotions, your new recruits, what your recruits have been able to accomplish once you get those. Just share your successes. It doesn't matter how big it is. I like sharing whenever I get, we call it love mail, whenever my upline and stuff recognizes me for something that I've done. Like, if I've gotten over $500 in sales a month, they'll send me a love letter about it. Not really a love letter, but like a congratulations, you did it, and and everything. Share that, because they say, well, they'll see, like, well, this girl, she's really going far, she's really doing something. I want to do that, because I saw what she was like before she started Scentsy, and she is not the same. She was shy, she was quiet, she wouldn't talk to anybody, kind of even seemed stuck up, and now she won't shut up. They're going to notice the difference for sure. You need to make those connections, guys. That's the biggest thing, I think, really, other than being genuine. You got to make those connections, because if you don't make those connections, they're not going to be there to recruit. Sorry. You need to connect with them on an emotional level too. if you're just talking to them and you're just giving them all this information, like, okay, well, the host kit, or the join kit is this, you get this, this, and this, and you're just giving them information, they're not going to really connect with that. You're going to get more of a conclusion kind of thing. Okay, well, since he's a good business to work with, that's not what you want. You want them to know that, obviously, but you're going to want them to really want it. So you're going to want to connect with them on that emotional level, really. Kind of like, that's what commercials do, guys. Really, they'll show an emotional scene of a little boy playing sports or something, and he gets a touchdown or scores a goal or a basket, and his mom's in the crowd cheering him on, and he's covered in stains and everything, and they're just having a big time, and everything's all happy, and you really connect with that as a person, as a consumer. And sorry, my cat's tail. But you want to connect with them on that level, and then once you keep watching the commercial and you find out it's a laundry commercial, you're like, oh, well, if that does that for them, imagine what it can do for me, So you kind of want to make those connections on an emotional level, and you do that by sharing your story. You got to be able to be relatable. There's going to be things that you have in common with them. There has to be something. And like if you have kids, you guys each have kids, or whatever it is that you might be able to connect with, you need to use that and build on that. And that's how you build those relationships, make those connections, and that's eventually where your recruits are going to come from. You always need to be willing and ready to share your why. And if you've been there for a while, share how it's changed you, how your why has changed itself. And maybe it's affected others, like you do have a downline. Share what it's done, what they've told you that they've been able to accomplish, what your upline has been able to accomplish. Share those things with them. Let them see that you don't have to be this rich housewife who has nothing else to do. That's not what we're made of. Yes, we do have housewives, but they're not rich. There's people out there that are doctors that do this. There's people that, they're average people, have full-time jobs, kids, sports, all that stuff, and they have time to do it. And that's kind of my last point is, I heard this saying, and I really like it. It's, excuses are nails that build failure. So don't make excuses for yourself, and don't make them for others. Like, oh, well, that person's a doctor. They're not going to want to sell Scentsy. There's no way they're going to want to do it. They're not going to have time. You don't know that. Some of our consultants are doctors. They're nurses. It can be anybody, guys. It doesn't have to be just a certain kind of person. Get out there and find them. Don't make excuses for yourself, because you will start to fail. You will, guys. That's one of my biggest things is I make excuses. Well, I didn't get my PRV this week or the month, my goal, because this, and this happened, and it just drug me down, and I just couldn't do it. Well, you know what? I have an amazing team. I have an amazing sponsor, and I have an amazing family. So when I start getting drugged down like that, I go to them. Say, hey guys, I'm having a rough day. I need a little pick-me-up. What's everybody into today? And without a doubt, every time those girls lift me up and put me back on track. And if they don't, my husband does. My husband knows that if I'm stressed about something, or upset about something, or aggravated about something, he'll just look at me. He says, honey, I think it's time you need to go work on your Scentsy. Just take a break, go work on your Scentsy. So, it's I have a fabulous support system here. And you will have that too. And you can share that with others. Because these girls have become like family, and I think that's how it should be. We're not competitive with each other. We're supportive with each other. And that's, I think, is a big game changer for everybody, I think, because a lot of the direct sales companies that I know of and that I have tried before, they're kind of competitive, and once you join, they just leave you hanging, and there's no training, there's no nothing. We're here, you join the team and you join a family. You gain sisters, really, is how I see it. So, that's how I do my recruiting. And I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I will see you guys later. Bye.